Welcome live now here on Miami's community newspapers with Deep Fried Funk Band. Very special guest here today. I have Jody Hill right next to me, but in the other camera we have Briella, JayemSquared. That is Michelle Gordon and Jamiris. We have these lovely ladies joining us here today. Jody Hill, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing great as well. Happy Friday.
Man, blessed Friday. Yes, sir.
Savior of our nation, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's get started with Deep Fried Funk Band. How did you guys come up with that name?
Basically, how we came up with that name, I was helping a colleague out at a performance when we used to just help him out do poetry things, and he took it a little step further and wanted to get a name for the band. And so we looked out in the audience and wanted to get audience a chance to be a part of history, and people were just shouting out names and all kind of, and somebody said Deep Fried Funk, just like the whole audience just like wow. And still to today, that happened over 20 years ago. We don't know who said it, but we took it, ran with it, and now it's our brand. So, yeah.
Well, you hear that? If you happen to be at home watching and you are the guy, let us know in the comments, because we'll definitely want to give you props for that.
Yes.
Did you guys all meet right then, or were you guys together then, or did you guys pick up members as you went along?
We picked up members as we came along. One individual that's been with me since day one is my bass player. His name is Tajik Hunter, and then afterwards changing in and out, and then like for the most part, most of the people that have been in the band now have been in the band for like over 5, 6, 7 years.
Wow.
But again, the one individual that's been with me since day one is my bass player, over 20 years. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you guys, how many members are you total?
Bree, how many members are in the band now?
7.
7.
7. Wow. 7. So you guys are a big old family now, huh?
Yeah. And it actually goes up to 10 if we involve our horn players. Now it can go up to 13 if we involve the background singers along with the horns. Along, if you want to make it a big production, you talk about 13.
Wow.
13 member band.
Do you guys mostly produce work and then put it out on Spotify and SoundCloud, or do you guys do live performances?
Live performances. Actually, we're in the process of recording Briella's up and coming project, working on that, and she's working on some good things. Actually has a song out that what's the name of your song that you're on, Briella?
About You.
Okay. Yeah, you can find that on
Apple Music, Spotify.
Yes. And then JayemSquared is in the process. Once we kind of when they come down, because they're very, very busy now. Once they come down a little bit, they'll be working on the project as well.
Wow. So Briella, tell me a little bit about you. So I'm assuming this is a new song that has just come out, correct?
Yes.
So talk to me about that
so
process.
I'm 26 years old, about to be 27 in a couple of weeks. I got in a band in 2018. I graduated from Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida, and had no idea that I was going to do music. I was going to go and do criminal justice, and somewhere or another, music just always seemed to gravitate to me. And I've known Jody Hill like my entire life, and always tried to convince him like I want to do music. And he pushed me away a couple of like times and didn't really feel like I was ready at the time. But at one point in 2018, he just took that risk and told me, come to this performance. I need you to perform with us and let's see how you do. And I just killed that performance, and that was history. So my life completely changed from, going to school and worrying about my academics to now doing music and really focusing on that. And last year, I went to Chicago with a cousin of mine, and we recorded some music. And so About You was with my cousin who is from Indiana.
Wow, that's great. Did you record About You in a studio with the rest of the band? How many members were involved in that?
No, so it was only me, and but we are planning on working on something with the entire band. But I mean, we definitely have influence by several different people from the band. Wallace, which is one of our keyboardists, he has a lot of influence, and I'm very close with him, so I like kind of piggyback off him and say, hey, does this sound good? Like, what should I add? And he will like put his influence, as well as Jody Hill. And so it's a lot of influence from all of us, but solely is my song, as you can say.
That sounds very exciting, and I'm excited to see what else you come up with and put out there for those of you at home. Check out About You on where can you find it?
All platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all platforms.
I'm definitely gonna be listening to it on my way home. So, what about you guys? JayemSquared, Michelle, and Jamiris. Tell me a little bit about yourselves. How did you guys meet up? And did you guys meet up before linking up with Deep Fried?
Before she comment, there's a third member of the unit that was unable to be here. But I'm gonna let Michelle talk about how they started and how they have been a blessing to the world and how they got started. Michelle Gordon, spokesperson for JayemSquared.
Okay. So JayemSquared is comprised of Jamiris, which is for the J, Michelle and Melvin. In his absence, we sing around town a lot. We do background a lot for different people. And lately we've had a lot of gigs together. She and I had a few a couple of months back, and we were like, we needed a third person. We were like, you know what, Melvin would be good for this.
Yeah.
And so we were like, you know, we wanted to add Melvin to the bunch for our reoccurring events. And we decided to just call it JayemSquared after we were kind of playing around with the names. We was like, we should make this a thing because we started to sing a lot, you know, together for a good while. So that's how we just came up with the name. And he's a great addition. We blend well together, and we also get along. So we knew each other before because, you know,
we've
like
been
I said,
singing together for years.
Yeah. So we just, you know, it's sometimes I sing with Jamiris, sometimes I'm singing with Melvin, you know, with other people, of course. So it'll always be like mixed crowds, but we all know each other. It's just different gigs and events. So that's why we came together and decided to do the JayemSquared thing. And it's been working.
And how did you guys meet Jody and Briella here?
The same way, different. So, you know, in this arena, you're going to work with different musicians and different singers at different times. So we just met one year, you know, so when you meet people and you get along, you know, you kind of just keep in touch and like, hey, okay.
That's big.
You know,
that's big.
Pretty important.
That's big.
So.
Yes, it is.
And I think we all enjoy the level of excellence that Deep Fried Funk provides. It's not just an entertainment, it's an experience. So that in itself, it's just inviting, and we love singing with Jody. So it wasn't hard for us to stick around.
So the way I understand is that you guys at least, you know, wind up at around 7 members, but you can go as big as 13.
Yes.
How does that dynamic work? How do you guys pitch in? How does, you know, when you're sitting in the recording booth, how do you guys kind of come up with ideas for different music and songs to come out? How does that work?
Well, for the most part of our performances is live. Different venues, concerts, performances, basically live performances. So preparation, knowing what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, rehearsals are involved to give a product to the people that is, you know, that we deliver to. Now, the great thing about Deep Fried Funk Band, our audience base is like very huge. So we may do performance for a top 40 gig, a Latin gig, a reggae gig. But my whole vision for the band is to get a group of people that is versatile in making different genres our way. You know what I mean? So And so we're just, I know a lot of people go deep fried funk and just think that we play funk music. Believe it or not, we play less of funk music, and we just do it our way. If it comes out that way, that's basically how it's going to come out. So we take different genres and just kind of do it our way. You know what I mean? So.
Well, our way indeed. You guys have really taken up the space, and for those of you at home, we did a lot of rehearsal and warming up and stuff. So I got a little bit of a sneak peek about how these folks perform, and you guys are in for a treat. So with all of the members of you guys, I think you mentioned it that you perform live in various different genres. My guess is that with 13 members, as if it gets that big, you guys are going to get a lot of inspiration or a lot of pull from various different music genres. I wanted to pick your brains. What inspiration do you guys draw from? What artists do you admire that kind of pulled you into the space?
You know what? I'm going to answer that, but I'm going to give this question to Jamiris, and then I'll just piggyback off of her. And then we can kind of go from there.
Take it away, Jamiris.
Okay. Like I said, deep fried funk has an experience, so it really depends on what the client is requesting. But everything from your Stevie Wonder, your Bob Marley, we do Latin because Briella is bilingual, so she taps into that side as well. She's excellent with that music. So anything from rock, pop, hip hop, bebop, whatever you need. If you want go-go, we provide everything.
Yeah, so to piggyback off what she said, one word that she used that is very key to deep fried funk is when you come, you're gonna witness an experience. There's nothing never planned. We know what we're doing, and the experience part comes when we just be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? There's not a script. If something happens, it happens. It's meant to be because that's what we feel. I never limit the guys to just structure. You know what I'm saying? We format things. It's a difference, but we let ourselves be a part of the format, and that's where the experience part comes in at. So we may be out in the audience. Briella may go out in the audience, and she may visually see someone performing or singing a song and then interact in that manner. We're very interactive, so, and that's where the experience part comes in at. I may get off the drums, we may have church service, that has happened several times because we get out ourselves and just let, we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
That sounds incredible. And let me ask you this: when you guys are performing live, is it a mixture of original songs and covers of various music?
Original, like I said, we're working on the originals. We have produced for so many people that it takes time and effort to do your own because you're doing so many or so much for many people, and then you got to realize, what have we done as a group? And so now we start picking out individual projects, and we just made up in our made a decision and say, look, we got to do this. It's not we're going to do, we have to do this. And we just make every performance customized to whatever need that we're playing to. You know what I'm saying? So it's very that's where the experience part comes in at. Because we customize our performance. Normally you would see backgrounds and say they're in the back and they're just going to sing. No, Michelle may come up, Jamiris may come up, and if you call them, they're just not background singers. They're actually solo artists. So that's where the JayemSquared part comes in, that whereas not only they're background singers, but now they're officially artists. So when you see the word or the name JayemSquared, you're looking at artistry. You know what I'm saying? So now they're and they have been together now about what, a month, 2 months, 3 months? Is it 3 months? About 3 months, and they have accomplished things that it takes about 5 to 7 years to accomplish, singing behind top celebrities. And then now they're about to be officially introduced to the city of Miami amongst about 50,000 people, and now sharing the stage with people like Rick Ross, her, Jonathan McReynolds, just to name a few, and only have been together for like 3 or 4 months. Briella, the same way. She's only been in the band since 2018 and has accomplished so much. Even my other musicians that's not here, Wallace and Todd, their production skills are like off the charts and have played with so many. And then us together as Deep Fried, as a band, production wise, we have done and still doing so many for so many people. So that's where, again, it's a brand, but it's a big brand, So I know what I'm saying is like we may go this route, or we may go this route, or we may go this route. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get the brand. You're going to, like we said, one of my members says it all the time. Music is not music until it's deep fried. So
I like that. I'm like, hold on to that one.
Music is not music until it's deep fried. That's where the experience that Jamiris was talking about. That's where all that, how it's like you are fixing a pot of gumbo, and you just throw that in there. Like, oh man, that tastes great. And you throw something in there. Oh my God, what was that? And that's the expressions comes from your audience, and that's how we do it.
I think my favorite part about all of this is the fact that all of you guys, despite being a big group, it requires, a lot of coordination, and you got to bounce back with each other and pull together for a lot of these larger performances. But you're also independent in the sense that each and every one of you can go off and strike out on your own. And I really like the fact that despite that you have that option, you choose to stay together. And I think that willingness to want to work with each other, I think that kind of chemistry is really hard to come by. And it's quite admirable to see that you guys have been able to pull this off.
What I try to accomplish in having a big unit is keep in mind family. When you keep in mind that we're family, you're going to go through things, but at the end of the day, we're family. So there's the option of leaving and just not being in it is not even an option, because we love what we do. I didn't say I said we love what we do. So when you love something, you do whatever it takes to keep the love together. And so I know we're a group, but we're family. I want my guys to come and want to come. I can't even call it a job. They love to do what they do, and it just so happens we get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to love your craft first. You can't think as a paycheck first. You have to think as we're coming to have fun, and then realize, wow, Jody sent me something to Zelle. So and that's the kind of environment I love to establish with the band. A lot of times after rehearsals or whatever, it's mandatory that we go out and eat. Like when we finish this interview, we're going to go and grab something and talk, and that's how you keep the band together. Communication outside of just performance. Togetherness comes from outside performance. Can we get along? We get along.
And when you guys go out to eat, who pays?
You already know that.
It got really quiet in this room.
Yeah.
We're in trouble now.
Well, I do. And I learned in this industry, and that's just something that I do. You have to take care of the people that take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So I just that's just natural. That's you know, I just love to take care of my guys. I just love them.
So you're the papa of the group.
Yes.
More or less. You get to
Yeah.
pick where everyone eats to, or do you take
They-
turns, everyone?
They kind of decide. I just pay the bill.
Oh boy.
You know, I make a suggestion, but they have the final. And then speaking of that, like even in the band, it's not all about Jody decisions. They have a lot of, saying on what happens. Because at the end of the day, I just want to have a product that we can present. So it's just not a one-man show. I always tell them it's their band. It just happened that I kind of run it, but it's their band.
That's great to hear. And my understanding is that you guys have a little something special for us today. You guys are going to put together a little performance for
Yes.
us and for the audience at home.
Yes,
Is that right?
that's correct. You can check us out March 13th, Jazz in the Gardens in Miami Gardens. And then you can check us out on our social media platforms. IG would be official Deep Fried Funk Band. And then I can tag you all on everybody else that's a part of this band.
All righty. And ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, we were doing a little bit of a audio testing and some warm up now. And the surprise for that is because Deep Fried Funk Band has come in to give you guys a bit of a preview of Jazz in the Gardens. And Jody here is going to move right on over to the drums and get to work.
Yeah. I heard he's sang a good song. I heard he had a style. And so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I found a flush with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one aloud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly, yeah, with his song. La 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 la. Oh, la. Oh, la. Yeah. La.
Alrighty. Seems the producer prematurely moved the camera over before I got the mic back in place, but that'll be it from us today. And I hope you guys love that little sneak peek there from Deep Fried Funk Band. Be sure to check them out in Miami Gardens on what's the date? March 13th at Jazz in the Gardens. They're going to be there. It's going to be live as heck. And I'm quite frankly very excited to see what they put out there for us. Just to be sure, before we clock out here, be sure to check us out at our Facebook and our YouTube. And we've just recently gone onto Twitter as well. So you can see all of our shows there. It's going to be great. We're doing wonderful things here at Miami's Community Newspapers. And thank you so much for tuning with us today. We'll see you again soon. Have a wonderful weekend.